You didn't believe she was dead?
For a long time, I just refused to accept that she was gone.
Prince Harry just set the internet on fire by sharing big secrets about King Charles. From lack of care to the problems behind palace doors, Harry's story reveals drama. The tension between father and son has roots, with talk of King Charles's health issues and the passing of Princess Diana. Now, as the royal family faces one trouble after another, the world wonders, is this the end of royal tradition? Dive in for the biggest truths you never saw coming. Prince Harry speaks about King Charles's cancer diagnosis. Prince Harry has finally spoken about King Charles's cancer diagnosis, offering a rare glimpse into his feelings toward his father during this difficult time. For a while, rumors have swirled about King Charles's health struggles. When reports first surfaced that the newly crowned monarch was dealing with cancer, royal watchers wondered if Prince Harry would say anything. After all, the tension between father and son has been obvious since Harry stepped back from royal duties and shared private details in his memoir Spare. But now, Harry has finally spoken out. He confirmed that he and Meghan are deeply concerned and want King Charles to focus on his health. During a short trip to the UK, Harry visited his father at Clarence House. Sources say their meeting was calm and focused on Charles's treatment plan. Charles shared that he wanted to raise awareness about men's health by speaking openly about his condition. Harry expressed relief that his father is receiving care and hopes the family can unite around this crisis. In spite of past arguments, Harry believes a health scare can bring people together, reminding everyone of what really matters. Harry also admitted that he regrets how broken their relationship has become. He was upset when his father showed little emotion after Diana's passing, yet he now sees Charles as an older man facing a real threat. This shift in perspective has made him reflect on the cost of grudges, though it remains uncertain whether the king forgives Harry for his recent revelations. Those close to them claim both men hope to set aside past hurts and focus on healing. The Duke of Sussex also touched on how Charles broke the news of his cancer to William and Harry before making it public. Harry praised his father for being transparent, noting that this openness might prevent false rumors and help others facing the same illness. While many fear that Charles's diagnosis could speed up changes in the line of succession, the family insists that the king is staying positive. Harry backs this attitude, urging well-wishers to keep the faith. For now, it seems a serious health crisis has become a chance for Harry and Charles to talk again. Though old wounds still linger, the focus on cancer puts things in perspective. Many observers hope this shared challenge will open a new chapter in their bond. Harry says he never wanted his father to suffer, and he stands ready to offer support. With a dose of honesty and compassion, perhaps they can finally find common ground. Harry's visit to the UK to see King Charles. Harry's visit to the UK to see King Charles has become one of the most talked about moments in recent royal news. With King Charles facing a serious cancer diagnosis, many wondered if his son would attempt to mend their strained bond. Harry, who now lives in California with Meghan and their children, had long felt distant from his father. Ever since stepping back from royal duties, he has spoken openly about feeling unsupported, both during his childhood and after his mother, Princess Diana, passed away. His sudden trip to Clarence House suggests that a change of heart may be underway. Reports say King Charles personally shared his diagnosis with his two sons before the news went public. Harry's decision to fly to the UK shows genuine concern for his father's health, despite the long-standing tension between them. Once close, the pair grew apart when Harry released his memoir, Spare, which included stories that portrayed Charles in an unflattering light. The move to California only widened the gap. Yet, health scares often have a way of reminding us what matters most, and it seems the gravity of King Charles's situation has stirred Harry to act. While details of their meeting remain private, sources indicate the focus was on Charles's treatment plan and overall well-being. Their conversation was reportedly calm, with both men showing a willingness to listen and support one another during this unsettling time. This rare moment of unity contrasts with the public tug of war that has played out in headlines over the past few years. Observers hope this meeting will open the door to longer-term healing between father and son, especially as King Charles continues treatment. Whether this visit will bring lasting peace is anyone's guess. The royal family still faces many challenges, including Princess Kate's own health concerns and constant media attention. Harry, for his part, has said his family's safety and well-being remain a top priority. For now, though, the fact he made the journey so soon after many thought he planned to stay away shows that deep bonds still exist beneath the hurt feelings. Time will tell if they can build on this step toward reconciliation. But for a family so often shaped by tradition and formality, even a brief display of care and concern may be more meaningful than any lavish public gesture. King Charles's transparency about his health. King Charles has chosen to be open about his serious health struggle in a way that few expected. Soon after word spread about his enlarged prostate, the palace disclosed that doctors had identified a form of cancer requiring special treatment. By sharing this news, Charles showed that he wants to face rumors head-on and bring attention to men's health. The king did not hide behind palace walls. Instead, he spoke directly to the public, urging others to get checked and to share concerns with their own doctors. This honesty sent a clear message that the royal family is moving into a more open era. It also helped minimize wild speculation. The king's decision to reveal his diagnosis in a palace statement marked a shift from older customs, when royal health was often guarded in secrecy. Instead, Charles made sure his subjects knew exactly what was happening and how he felt about it, showing that a modern monarch can admit vulnerability. Soon after he learned the full extent of his condition, Charles privately told Prince William and Prince Harry. Many saw this as a sign that he cares deeply for his sons, even with the ongoing rifts in the family. Harry traveled back to the UK to visit his father, suggesting there might be hope for healing, even in the midst of such difficult news. Charles's disclosure created a moment when family and duty could align, reminding them all of life's fragile nature. Meanwhile, the king's wife, Queen Camilla, has been by his side, stepping in to lighten his workload while he focuses on treatment. In past generations, royal spouses quietly supported from behind the scenes. Now, we see Camilla openly standing with her husband, helping him maintain his responsibilities where possible. This open approach reflects a unified front as they cope with health challenges in an era that values honesty above all else. By speaking clearly about his condition and raising awareness about cancer's impact, Charles is showing that honesty can be a powerful tool. His willingness to share personal details reveals a caring side that many people do not always see in the royal family. Whatever happens next, the king's transparency has sent a hopeful signal that, as head of the country, he intends to serve with both dignity and sincerity, no matter how tough the road ahead may be. Harry's hope for reconciliation. Prince Harry's hope for a renewed bond with King Charles has grabbed the public's attention. Despite years of tension, Harry seems ready to move past the hurt that built up when he felt shut out by the royal family. He has spoken about the lack of emotional support he received in his youth, especially after Princess Diana's tragic death. Those wounds deepened after he returned from combat and tried to cope with symptoms of PTSD, reporting that no one in the palace offered the help he needed. Over time, things only got worse, with Harry releasing his memoir, Spare, and sharing stories that exposed cracks in the royal family's carefully polished image. Many believed that the father-son relationship might never recover, given how hurt Harry was about King Charles's response to Diana's passing. Harry felt his father's simple, "It's going to be okay," did not ease his pain. He also admitted feeling like a spare part and not feeling truly valued by the system he was born into. However, recent news about King Charles's cancer diagnosis has changed the mood. Once word broke that his father was ill, Prince Harry made a quick trip from California to the UK to see him. In doing so, he took a significant step toward mending the divide, even though their problems remain far from resolved. This visit showed that, beneath the anger and frustration, Harry still carries genuine concern for his father's well-being. The Duke of Sussex has hinted that a health crisis can bring people together, reminding them of what is truly important in life. This human side of Harry indicates he wants to support Charles, even if he still struggles with past hurts. In fact, He has said that he hopes his choice to visit his father will open the door to more honest, caring conversations. Harry also stated his desire for his children to know their grandfather, stressing the importance of family ties despite the Atlantic Ocean now separating them. Harry's criticism of emotional neglect. Prince Harry has often spoken about feeling neglected in the royal household, especially when it came to receiving genuine emotional support. From a young age, he says he struggled to connect with his father, King Charles, who seemed more focused on upholding royal traditions than truly understanding his son's feelings. One of Harry's most painful memories involves the day he learned of Princess Diana's tragic death. He was only 12 years old when Charles told him the devastating news. Instead of a hug or heartfelt words, Harry recalled that his father merely placed a hand on his knee and quietly said, "It's going to be okay." That brief statement felt empty to a grieving child longing for deeper comfort. Over time, Harry tried to suppress the sorrow he felt about losing his mother, but the weight eventually became too much to bear. After serving in Afghanistan, he experienced PTSD and ongoing anxiety. Again, he turned to his family for guidance, but found little willingness to open up about mental health or offer professional help. Instead, he felt the royals continued to prioritize public image and calm composure, championing a stiff upper lip approach that left no room for honest expressions of pain or sadness. This sense of emotional neglect led Harry to question long-established royal customs that discourage showing vulnerability. He insists that seeking therapy was the turning point in his life, allowing him to confront decades of buried grief. While counseling gave him valuable tools for healing, it also made him realize just how much he had needed emotional assurance from his father during his toughest years. Harry's candor suggests a monarchy that lacks the structures to address private struggles, hoping such matters will remain hidden behind palace walls. The Duke of Sussex has shared these views in interviews, documentaries, and his memoir, Spare. Each time he returns to the same theme: he felt left alone to cope with enormous trauma. Part of his motivation for stepping back from royal duties appears tied to this unmet need for empathy and understanding. Today, his criticism has reshaped public perceptions of King Charles, shining new light on how the royal family interacts, or fails to interact, when someone is truly hurting. Though father and son are reportedly taking small steps toward better communication, especially with King Charles's own health concerns, Harry's statements about feeling emotionally neglected remain a vital part of understanding his journey away from traditional royal life. Whether this leads to lasting change within the monarchy is still an open question, but Harry's call for honest dialogue has undoubtedly set the stage for a bigger conversation. Impact of Diana's death on their relationship. Princess Diana's tragic death in 1997 left a deep mark on the relationship between Prince Harry and his father, King Charles. At the time, Harry was just 12 years old, stunned by the sudden loss of his mother. Though Charles tried to comfort Harry by taking him and Prince William away from London, this moment highlighted a bigger struggle. Many believe Charles, known for his formal style, did not provide enough emotional warmth in Harry's darkest hour. While he may have been grappling with his own heartbreak, his reserved way of showing support kept Harry's pain largely unaddressed. In the aftermath of Diana's passing, father and son retreated to Balmoral Castle in Scotland. There, Charles aimed to give the brothers some privacy from the intense media coverage. Yet the silence and stiff traditions of royal life made Harry feel isolated. He often mentions feeling that Charles did not truly understand or speak openly about the grief that consumed him. Instead of heart-to-heart talks, Harry says he received little more than a pat on the knee and a well-intentioned but hollow, "It's going to be okay." Over the years, this disconnect shaped the course of Harry's life. Without real emotional support, he bottled up his feelings. Eventually, his unresolved sorrow evolved into anxiety and PTSD, which he says neither his father nor the palace addressed in a meaningful way. In interviews and his docuseries, Harry recalled those early days after Diana's funeral, describing how he was thrown back into public duties and forced to suppress his raw emotions. This stiff upper lip approach, long seen as part of royal tradition, only worsened the distance between him and Charles. When Harry returned from military service, his mental struggles reached a breaking point. Only then did he seek therapy on his own, realizing he needed help the royal household never provided. The lack of open dialogue from Charles, combined with the enormous weight of public life, created a lasting rift between them. Much of Harry's later criticism, seen in his memoir and public appearances, stems from the feeling that he was left alone to handle his grief. Harry's memoir and public revelations. Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, burst onto the scene with revelations that shocked both the public and the royal establishment. In its pages, Harry offers an unfiltered look into his life within the monarchy, drawing back the curtain on family conflicts, emotional struggles, and private moments that once seemed untouchable. The book's candid nature led many to question how the royal family would respond, given their long tradition of handling delicate issues away from the limelight. One of the most striking parts of Spare is Harry's account of being told about Princess Diana's death by King Charles. Gone is the fairy tale image of a supportive father. Instead, Harry recalls receiving only a brief pat on the knee and a hollow reassurance that failed to ease his heartbreak. Beyond this, he writes in detail about his later battles with PTSD, adding that he felt uncared for and alone, trapped in an institution where open conversations about pain were in short supply. The memoir also offers an inside peek at seemingly trivial but telling details, such as Harry's recollection of binge-watching television shows in his bachelor days, or drying underwear on radiators. By including these day-to-day moments, Harry humanizes a family too often presented as distant or formal. He deflates the mystique that typically surrounds Britain's royals, showcasing them as flawed human beings needing love and compassion like anyone else. Yet Spare is not all lighthearted. Harry reveals painful rifts, notably the tension with his brother, Prince William. He pulls no punches in describing arguments and disagreements that reflect deeper family issues. Moreover, he touches on widespread media harassment and distrust of those he labels dweebs with cameras, underscoring a long-standing feud with the press. While he acknowledges the public's fascination, he also highlights the toll such scrutiny can take on mental health. Critics question whether Harry has gone too far, accusing him of monetizing private family drama. Others view his memoir as an important step toward transparency, insisting that the monarchy cannot evolve without addressing its emotional blind spots. Harry's direct tone and willingness to criticize the system from which he once benefited have stirred conversations across the globe. King Charles's efforts to rebuild trust. King Charles has made clear efforts to rebuild trust within his family and with the public, especially as he faces new challenges and takes on the responsibilities of being monarch. One significant step is his decision to be honest about his own health struggles. Instead of keeping his cancer diagnosis secret, he chose to share it openly. Admitting vulnerability is a change for the royal family, which has long been known for discreet, tight-lipped reactions to private matters. This modernized approach not only addresses public curiosity, but also spreads awareness about men's health issues. Close observers note that Charles personally informed both Prince William and Prince Harry of his cancer before announcing it to the world. This move signals a desire to keep lines of communication open, even though his relationship with Harry has been strained. While Harry's memoir and interviews revealed past grievances, such as feeling emotionally neglected after Princess Diana's death, the fact that father and son spoke about Charles's illness suggests some willingness to stand by each other during difficult times. Beyond openness about his health, Charles has demonstrated an eagerness to connect with communities and world events in a more heartfelt way. For instance, his visit to the Auschwitz-Birkenau Memorial reminded many people that he is prepared to confront painful parts of history and show genuine empathy. During that trip, witnesses reported he was visibly moved by stories of survivors. This behavior contrasts with the more stoic presence expected from past royals and suggests that he hopes to humanize the monarchy in the eyes of the public. Family tensions remain, though. The king has refused to interfere in Harry's ongoing legal battles, respecting certain boundaries around official duties. Yet, he still acknowledged Harry's concerns about safety for his family when visiting the UK. By updating Harry directly on his health and refraining from shutting him out, Charles shows a measured willingness to meet his son halfway, suggesting that healing old wounds might be possible despite various public disagreements. Being present for public causes also plays a role in Charles's trust building. Whether advocating for environmental causes or supporting Queen Camilla in her own commitments, he seems determined to show that a royal figure can be down to earth. While no one expects decades of tensions to disappear overnight, King Charles's efforts, ranging from sharing his personal struggles to quietly opening the door for genuine dialogue, represent a conscious attempt to earn back trust. Ultimately, time will reveal just how far these gestures go in uniting a family and a nation watching closely. Harry's desire for safety and connection. Prince Harry has made it clear that his top priority is keeping his family safe, while still maintaining a meaningful connection to the country he once called home. Although he now lives in California, he has voiced his wish for his children to know the UK and experience the places and traditions he grew up with. However, the issue of security stands in the way. Unless he feels his wife and children can be properly protected, Harry has insisted he cannot risk bringing them back for visits or events. This concern stems from the loss of official police protection after Harry gave up his senior royal role in 2020. He began a court case, hoping to regain the security he believes is necessary for his family. Critics question whether King Charles should step in, but royal protocol prevents a monarch from becoming involved in legal matters. This leaves Harry feeling caught between wanting to comply with the rules and longing for the safety he believes only official protection can provide. Despite the challenges, Harry's commitment to reconnect with his roots remains strong. He has stated he wants to support charities, see old friends, and let his children form happy memories in the UK. Above all, he wishes for King Charles and other family members to know his children personally. The king himself has only briefly met his granddaughter, and Harry hopes future opportunities will allow them to bond. Yet without suitable security, Harry fears each trip could become a clash with tabloids or unwelcome attention that puts everyone at risk. At the same time, Harry also seeks emotional reconnection with his father and the wider royal family. Tension arose over his memoir, interviews, and the lingering hurt he has publicly shared. Still, Harry has shown he is open to healing, taking strides like visiting King Charles when he learned of his father's illness. This mixture of concern and goodwill suggests that beneath the public disagreements, he firmly wants to mend fences on both a personal and practical level. In many ways, Harry's determination to guarantee safety while holding on to family ties mirrors the mixed feelings of modern royals who live under constant scrutiny. As Harry balances fatherhood, responsibility, and reconciliation, his story shows that sometimes the greatest desire is simply to feel protected, understood, and close to the people and places that matter most. The path ahead remains uncertain, but Harry's wish to bridge the gap between his current life and his royal heritage underlines a hope that, in time, both safety and connection are possible. The role of health crises in family dynamics. Health crises can have a powerful impact on how families communicate and come together, especially when they involve serious diagnoses like cancer. In recent months, the British royal family has faced two challenging health situations at the same time. First, King Charles disclosed that he had been diagnosed with cancer, choosing to be open so the public would not be left guessing. Soon afterward, his daughter-in-law, Princess Kate, revealed she would be undergoing preventative chemotherapy following the detection of cancer during a recent surgery. These events have caused a great deal of concern, yet they also highlight how serious health problems can prompt family members to put aside differences and offer mutual support. Before King Charles's diagnosis became public, sources indicated he had already spoken to his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, in private. By doing so, he demonstrated that family remains important, even if recent issues, such as disagreements with Harry, have strained their bond. Learning that Charles had a serious illness motivated Harry to fly from his home in California to visit his father in person. This decision signaled a desire to reconnect and focus on what truly matters: their health and close relationships, rather than past hurts or misunderstandings. At the same time, Kate's diagnosis, followed by news of her planned treatment, showcased similar themes of unity and concern. Although royal members often guard their privacy, Kate's willingness to speak about her condition spoke volumes. It reminded people that cancer can strike anyone, regardless of status, and that it takes a collective effort, emotional and practical, to face treatment, and hopefully emerge stronger. Family ties and friendships can become a vital source of strength. easing the burden and isolation that can arise from dealing with a life-threatening illness. While these crises have added extra stress to royal responsibilities, they have also opened pathways for compassion and empathy. The king, despite still needing to manage official duties, has tried to remain positive and allow his closest family members, including Harry, to be there for him. Meghan, too, joined Harry in expressing supportive wishes for both King Charles and Kate, reflecting a shared commitment to seeing them regain their health. These moments show that health setbacks can break down barriers that once seemed impossible to overcome. In a family as public and tradition-bound as the royals, serious illnesses can serve as a reminder that nobody is above the need for genuine care and understanding, bringing everyone closer during times of crisis.